2, 3. And we are live. Okay, cool. So, okay, a couple of things. So if we look at the chart just from today, sorry, I'm obviously a little slow on the uptake this morning, but I'm going to fix that pretty quickly. First, for those of you on YouTube, if you'd like to get a hold of me, you do it through this. It's going to do it twice. There we go. We'll get rid of this. TRADEnPERFORM@gmail.com. If you'd like a 5-day trial to the room, more than happy to extend that to you. And just really quick, there we go. Past performance is not indicative of future results. You can lose a lot of money trading futures. Make sure you have a good process before you start. I highly recommend either using Top Step or Apex Futures Funding or some other source where it's not your money you're burning while you're learning or while you're getting your head straight if you're not trading profitably, right? Okay, so what I want to jump into, number one, we haven't looked at the profile in a while, so we'll just take a quick gander at it. It's just showing, there's nothing to see there. It's just going straight up, right? So hold on one sec. Where are we? 1, 2, here we go. So NQ profile is right here. There we go. So as you can see, we're in a balance area, right? So pretty easy to pick. This is the bottom of balance. This is the top of balance. Resistance is up here. Support is all the way down here. That's a range of about 400 to 300 points, right? It's a good range. You can see all of this is poorly auctioned into the single prints down here from Friday afternoon, right? And you can see we've balanced inside fair pricing. So realistically, for those of you who do not want to trade in fair pricing, right, you can see that we have starting at 17,611 is what you want to get down to. If you want to use the overnight unfair pricing, you're looking at trading below 17,684. You want to write this down because I'm not so worried about it while I'm trading. And then there was just a sliver of unfair pricing up here. It's really not. It's really this guy back over here. And you can see from Friday's trading, right, if you were looking, it would have either been this, like this would have been one area. This would have been an area right in here, right? So again, that's part of the reason why this has become more and more, from my perspective, more important from a swing trading perspective, because when you look at how that traded out on Friday, right? Look how it traded, if you will. What you did is you came up into resistance. It traded all the way through this resistance, got above, used it as support, traded up into this resistance again, used it as resistance until we got to the backside test of the unfair pricing down here, and then it finally pushed all the way up in here before we were rejected, and then we've been balanced. But the most important thing is, like, look, we're not really bearish until we get back underneath 17,464. And the important thing to remember is usually when we get a big day like this, you'll see how this was a big day up. Usually, so this is the overnight. Usually we'll have some variation of inside balance like we had on the 30th, right? It was wide ranging. There was money to be made, but it was wide ranging, right? And that's more of what I'm concerned about. And my suspicion is that we'll trade inside the range and repair some of the stuff that we didn't get repaired on Friday. Okay, so next piece. Next piece is, what was I going to show you? Oh, okay, so for today, what I'm more concerned about is usually, so here's the 50-60. Here, I'm going to extend this so you know what it is. We'll extend it on the chart. Okay, so that's the 50-60 from low to high on Friday. So that will change if we make a new high or a substantial new high. We'll have to change that. If you'll see this big, thick white line, that was Friday afternoon's swing low, right? And so the 382 retraces, excuse me, let me make sure I got this right. Friday, I lied. This is Friday's afternoon swing low. I don't know why this is here, but we're going to get rid of it. Yeah, delete that. I don't know why it's there. So it's this, right below it is the 382 retrace, and then the 5060. I expect some kind of attempted response out of this area for sure. Then below that, you drop all the way down to 17,520, right? And then underneath that, you start back at 17,480, 17,466, and 17,454, which this is Friday's low, and then there's a gap fill, Dalton's gap fill from below, and then there's a retail gap fill just underneath that, right? So, and then we have the levels lower, but again, I don't expect anything major to happen, and I'm going to assume that we're going to have a boring Monday, slow grind, put down a few trades, get paid, and move on to Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, which should be better, right? Maybe the econ will shake things up, but my guess is any econ will eventually set up for a decent long, right? So what are the important things for today? Number one, I have had a few people, not a lot, right, who have burnt themselves down on a Monday. Do not do that. If you're not prepared to trade today, and it's understandable, like I'm starting to view Monday as an extension of what Sunday would be like for me if I was still single, because my kids are in school, right? I can kind of do whatever I want, and I don't have a time obligation, but there's really not a lot to be hyped up about, right? This should really be kind of a warm-up run for the rest of the week, right? We have the econ at 8:45 and 9 o'clock. Now, if it's a different story and it starts getting hammered, well, then you can shift gears, right? You can kind of have a plan B, but really what you're looking for on balance is you want the swings to get taken out on the edges and then trap back in. So the first thing that should come to your mind is, hey, the super traps, apex traps should give you good trading opportunity, right? So then the number two thing that you're looking for in that process, if that's the case, right? So the number two thing that you're looking for is, can I get to support and can I get to edges and can I take out stops, trap back in, and then you're doing your 10 to 15 to 20 points. Take your money on the march to $1 million, right? Or whether any derivative thereof of those 20 accounts, right? All you need to do is average out to $300 a day. It's very doable if you'll focus on the 10, 15, 20 concept of scaling, right? I think the apex traps both off the 24 and the 50-cent chart are very, very good. And what I want to reiterate again, go look at what worked on Monday. So whenever you see a star, Friday, but also overnight it worked. We'll go back into it. So anywhere you see a star, even though this isn't a perfect example, I have to rework this, but so we see a star right here, and it doesn't quite trap, it just missed. But the concept of that star getting stopped out and trapped back in, the RR is what's critical here. So like this is a failure, this bar right here, this is a stop, right? So just go count your points, whatever that is, minus 15, minus 16, whatever stop you're using it on, that's a stop, right? But the point is, see on the second trap, I know it misses by an inch, but assume that's a trap, right? Look at the RR, and I'm not talking about the whole thing, just look at the stretch from one end to the other end of the range, much less getting it right over here, right? And what I'd do is I'd follow that same formula if I was trying to swing on my trailers that we're applying to the blue dot star. If you get the star trap, right, do it just like this. You get pink bar, wait for your next at least down algo, either the top of the range or a down algo outside of the range, to judge how you're going to push that swing. It'll really help you out significantly. So like when you look over here, see how you had the star over here? So the way it goes is entry, stop. So this is right at 8:30 in the morning. I don't think anyone took it, right? Then trap, right? That's your trap. Now you use the pink bar, right? And even if you use that pink bar, this still becomes your exit, right? You get to the other side of the channel. I'm not even going like, hey, look, there's 100 points in it for you. I'm just going, get to the other side. That was really fast, by the way. Like you had to be ready to take that trade. I did not take that trade, but you had to be prepared to take it, is my point, right? And as you look as the day continues through there, right? And it's the same for the shorts, right? Blue dot, star, comes all the way down. Like I would definitely be taking a good chunk off here and closing out here, right? When I come look over here, I'm looking for that blue dot star. So see this blue dot star stops out, that's minus 16, traps back in, you get the purple bar. Now you're looking for the pink on the other, you come to the other side of the channel, right? Close some out, you get the pink bar, close it out, move on to your next trade. That's the process, right? And then all the other setups that are normal, if you're trading off the 25 tick, that's fine. But look, you don't have to trade off the 25 tick, right? take the process, make it yours, right? Do not, just don't turn it into blow up. If you need to trade this, just lower it to one contract and make it binary. You know, on those traps that they had the potential to go a long way. So if you need to make it binary, fine. I'll even concede the point. You know, make it binary. I'm all right with that. Super traps off with the 50 and the 24, algo and algo are really good. Same concept. You want to try to travel to the other side of the range. In this case, that wouldn't have worked out because the pink bar didn't show up to all the way over here. But same concept, same idea, right? So now I want to pause. Does anyone have any questions about that process going into today? And while we do that, I'm going to reload, recalculate, make sure I have the right number of days. Data limiting, 3 days. I reloaded, recalculated. Make sure I have the right number of days. We should match. I'll reload, recalculate everything. Oh, what I'm adding, when I get that pink bar, I will be taking longs and ES with big stops, right? Probably 7-point stops initially to see if I can make this swing. And what I'll do is I'll wait for the first pullback, then I'll take the up bar. And it's just an experiment to make it work. You don't have to follow me into that pattern. I want to grab ES, and there's a clear correlation that when we get the pink bar up in NQ, ES lifts, right? So I am looking to expand because I can grab the size in ES if I can make it work. So I'll be expanding my repertoire into that area. Use the fancy word, repertoire. But yes. So any questions, guys? I still don't have my top step credentials. I don't know what's taking so long. It's frustrating, but I'm waiting for them. So what I will do is I'm going to just turn on another Apex account because I want to let the algo trade on the auto trader. So that's what I'm going to do actually right now as soon as I'm done, unless there's any other questions. Okay, let's have a good day. Let's let the thing develop in our favor. That's a little too much. Spread that out a bit, and there we go. I'm hearing, by the way, positive things all the way around, all across the board, positive stuff, and I expect that positive stuff to continue. I will be pointing out when I'm looking for the ES trades, it'll be along the lines of, hey, I got this pink bar. I'm looking for the first pullback and then the first reversal bar up on this 4 tick to go long. Okay, so I'm doing it with one contract to begin with. Okay, nothing fancy. I just want to make sure that I got my rhythm right, then I will accelerate from there. And I am going to pick up another Apex account right now. Let's see if I can do that. Log in. But let me okay. once I get this handled, I'm gonna go make myself another cup of coffee, and then I will go from there. By the way, I am wrong. You cannot run both a top step, rhythmic top step, Sierra chart and a rhythmic Sierra chart and an apex Sierra chart at the same time. It won't let you do it. It's really frustrating, but that's the fact. So I'll just be running the top step on another computer. Easy solution, but I thought you could run it on the same computer, and you can't. So c'est la vie. That's lesson learned. Okay. And that's it. I'm gonna go make some coffee. Okay, guys. I'll be right back. We'll see 8:45 and 9 o'clock. Look, guys. Almost everyone's making money, right? Relax into this. I think everyone's making money. If I'm lying, I may be wrong. I may be off by a person or two, but I'm pretty sure I'm right. Everyone's making money. Relax into it, right? The more you relax, the more nuance you're gonna see, and the more money you're gonna make. All you got to do is hit a $300 a day average. That's it. Right? That should be so easy to hit if you're following process. Even if you're just waiting for the apex traps, you're going to hit your number. Right? So, and we'll just go from there. Anyways, I'll be back in a minute. If you have any questions, hit me up. I'm trying. I have not set this yet, but as soon as they launch that thing in, I'll go and fix that too, and we'll work on the swings, which is what my next focus is, and on ES. let's see what's what. Okay, log in. Well, that's weird. Let's close this. Let's close this. Let's see this. This is so weird. File. Disconnect. I bet I have to do this one. There we go. That's all it was. And we got the IB low and IB high obviously set. VidCon in about 15 seconds. And hey guys, we match on the tick, right? On the charts. Good deal, Randy. Hey, did your daughter pass her driving test, Randy? Is she authorized to terrorize people of Canada? Great. Good, good, good. I'm sure that was a fun father-daughter trip. Cool. As you know, that's something I definitely don't need to worry about. That's star into star, by the way. You'll usually get a lift off of that for anyone who's trading right now. Star, stopped out, trapped. We'll see. It's kind of a tight range to open with, and we have another chunk of data coming up. And it's Monday. backside test of I below. So remember, sellers are in overall control. Once you get this orthodox close in place, you'd expect resistance into this backside test. And then the probable test is either Friday afternoon swing low or into these 50-60 retrace in this area and look for responsive buyers in here. All right. And don't overstress one way or the other. blue dot star not outside the channel, if we trap on that, I'll take that long over here. If we stop that out in any way, super trap or regular trap, I'll take it 2 times against that bar. It's not outside the channel, or I would take the bar itself. Limit 84. That's a much bigger stop, by the way, just so you know. Put it at 84.25. Just assume it's an 84 to 67 stop. So you may want to do it with 1 contract or some variation thereof. Now it's 78 and a quarter. As long as you can trap back in on that bar. And again, we're looking for a pink bar to form shortly thereafter, and then see if we can swing it the other way. And we're obviously grinding down. This is the overnight low and Globex low. This is the Friday afternoon low as well. And we're obviously chopping to the downside. Now it's 7. Now it's ineligible, right? So nothing to do. You're looking for a pink bar and a reset now. Into support, this is the 50-60 area. Oh, it's all the way back there, so I have to pull more days, but this is the 50-60 from Friday. There's my pink bar. I'm now looking for an ES, a down bar, followed by the subsequent up bar on ES. I'll take that long. Again, I'm looking for a down bar and the subsequent up bar. I'm not saying this is the most elegant design. That's just what I have right now on ES. Looking for the trap on the star into star potentially. And assume kind of semi-trend day down. Not brutal, but just down into support. my next down, up, limit 6150 on ES. And that's the auto trader that you see over there taking it, not me, on NQ. So just FYI, that's not me. Do not follow those trades. Would be my suggestion. Interesting, I'm not hitting those scales. What are those? Do not take those trades. It's not hitting 5 points. Long's now 59.50 on ES. I wonder if the other one took the same stops. 1, 2, 3, chop and stop, no variation. Interesting. The bots don't always work. I haven't taken a manual trade yet. And yes, I'm long 59.75. Stop 56. Let's make it the low. Man, we have no rotation up. You know that? We have no variance on the up. Again, if we get stopped on this, I'll take the trap back in. Do not follow those trades on NQ. Those are not manual trades. All experimental. There's no rotation. See that? See the size of the rotation? It's 20 points. Even if I'm entering it 10 points up, I'm just not getting any lift. Right, which is all right with me. That's part of the process of learning for this. But I've got to see what it does, negative and positive. They've already got them. I agree with the Globex low idea. Wasn't that the 64 quarter? Again, this is all experimental on the auto trading. I just let it run. I would not stress it if I were you. There's no rotation, but guys. See, look at that. It's all gotten suspended. I don't know why, but that's what the case is. That's going to stop me on ES. Well, not yet, but it's close. I'm going to assume the stop. As far as process goes, I don't have anything on process yet that I would have taken. That stopped on ES. The problem here is the size, is not the entries, it's the size of the rotation. We're only getting 3 bars of lift. It's very hard to get paid on that. That'll be a trap back in at 66. I will take that. 66 quarter. Again, there's no, we need 30 to 50 point rotations up and down to make this ideal. We do not have that right now. I'm just making it utterly clear to everyone. That's the situation. We just don't have the speed in the rotations right now. It's just tired. That's good, Randy. But now you know that you don't see the rotations. No entry on that. It'll be 60 now. 60 quarter. That's super trap with a star. I took that long. ES is just stuck in a downtrend. Look at that. And I took that and scaled that, by the way. I apologize. I'm running too many things simultaneously. What you're seeing I execute over here is the auto trader. Or not execute, either way, but I'm not going to mess with trying to turn that on or off. I'll just tell you what I'm taking in manual. And this is going to be a trap again at 56 quarter. And it'll be a trap at 48.50 if you want the smaller stop. 48.75 would be the entry on that. That's now busted. There's no possible entry for me here. Trend down. So the other thing to do is to wait till after supernova. Orange dot down over here. If you get orange dot up, potential lift. You don't have anything over here. So again, the key is to relax on it. That auto trader, I have pretty much no control over. It's programmed. It takes it or it doesn't. Any changes I have to make after hours. So it's all fine. Sometimes you think you got something and then you don't. Again, sellers were established control underneath 17,740. I don't understand why. you're looking for a pink bar now, right, as a minimum to start looking for your trades again. I'm waiting for the pink bar to show up over here on the 24 tick before I do anything. That's easy. Easy part. So's the algo for that matter. So the cool thing about that is this auto trader has not taken a trade since 9:08 for 10 minutes. It shuts itself down. So hopefully that'll be what we figured out was that we were focusing on the what to trade, right? And we should have been paying some attention as to when not to trade, or what triggers a not to trade, and that really changed up the apple cart, to say the least. And so the cool thing about that, you see all that rip down, right? Once you get, I think it's 3 bars now. I'm going to tighten that up. Right now it's 4 bars, but I think if you get 3 bars in a row, 1, 2, 3. So this right here should have invalidated. See where it took, right here. When you get 1, 2, 3, I'm going to lower that to a 3 count, and that'll stop it. I agree with you, Ron. There's the pink bar. Now I'm looking. But once I get that pink bar, my research tells me my odds of a lift on ES improve dramatically. What I'm looking for now is a down bar followed by an up bar. And that's the pattern I'm following, for better or for worse. That's the algo, not me. Should have scaled 1 there. There we go. So that was an entry at 18, scale 23. Stop should move to break even. Now on that risk and push. So still details to work out on that, but that is how I have that programmed. And I manually flattened it there because I'm hoping we'll come back. I need the next up bar on ES. Which right now would be 47.50. So watching it, I'm juggling several balls at one time. And again, the trap on this star right here, I'm very interested in that. Where's my... I missed my entry, trying to get to pull down. There we go. And I'll take that with a, let's just call it a 45 stop. 48 against 45. Maybe wrong about that, by the way. So again, this is the first day I've executed this. Give me a little bit of breathing room on the ES. All right, it's been a minute. I have a good reason for wanting to fix this, but I'll take the next 2 positive bars on this. I'm gonna have to figure out the exact details as we move along. I don't have the memory, muscle memory for the turns. I'll scale at 49.75. No fill. Got it. Stop to break even. Again, I'm looking for that 17.601.75. Again, that's the algo doing it all on its own. If you ask me if I trust that trade, let me answer that question. Hell no, I don't. It's taking it. I got one scale off, and now it's going to shoot for 10 on the next. Or stop at break even. What that's really designed to do is to catch the rips. And hopefully if I can get this to reproduce for 20 or 30 days, we can go to a version that we can actually distribute. I may have changed the scale to 15. I'm going to flatten it. There we go. Coming around. Okay, you can see that ES is still making that crawl. The relationship is the pink bar up on NQ tells me to look for the next down bar and then take the first up bar as the long. The problem is, and I'll probably be relying on you for targets on that a little bit because it's been a while for me to look and go, okay, so that's where the development of that trade will come. Hopefully you can help me with that a little bit. Like basically what I'd want to know is when you think we're triggered to the long side, and then let the algo hit and push those triggers. Once I get the pink bar, like you go, okay, I think it's long here, right? Then I want to see the pink bar, the push down, the long up, and then push, push, push on the trailers. That makes sense. Again, you'll see the algo. I'm not even pushing any of those fills that you see on the left. That's just the algo doing it all on its own. I didn't intend to show those executions, but it is what it is. See, like that's a trade I might not have taken otherwise, but I just got to let it run through its routine. If I don't like it, I can just flatten it, right, and just go, oh, I don't like where that occurred. But most of the time when I think through that, I'm wrong. See, like that I flattened because I didn't like where it occurred, but usually I'm wrong about that. Like usually when I interfere and don't just let it stop, but I'd like to see a tweezer's bottom or see this taken out down here, and that's where I'm interfering with it. That's where I'm interfering with the algo, right? Got the pink bar here again. I'm waiting for, I guess, another trap down here. ES is really doing okay relative to, you're gonna have a super trap there on the 25 cent. Take it long again? It did. So again, I just gotta let that thing play out, whether I like it or not. You'll see me making judgment calls on interfering with it one way or the other. Like I really want this to be set up off of either here or here and then go, which is why I'm interfering with it right now. But that concept or that idea, that is super difficult to program into it. Like the multidimensionality of the thought process, right? So yes, that is correct from a 25 cent standpoint. But when you look at this chart, you're going to go, I don't have the setup there yet, right? I don't have a trap. I'm trending down. So yeah, I'm going to go in there and interfere when it takes the trade and say, okay, kick it out, right? But once it, on the other hand, once it triggers on the higher time frame, I'm not going to interfere with it at all. I'll let it go to targets. So it's not fully automatic per se. And ES is showing much more strength than NQ is right now. Much. It'd be nice if they would let it trap. Again, it's Monday, so just patience. Is the communication that I'm sending out helping, distracting, too much, or we're okay? And by the way, that auto trader will not take any shorts. It's set up for long only. Cool, thank you, Randy. So I have no ES positions, no NQ positions. Let's see a seller down low, someone press and get stuck. See, the problem is no one's pressing. Look at that. It's this guy who pressed. It's like, yeah, this one dude right here. Or dudette, whatever you want to refer to them as. You have blued out star, but not outside the channel. It's just okay. Again, the star and the star with an extension, get the risk off and see if you can extend it to the other side of the channel, or even all the way back up to like that 17,679 area. Come on, let's take out the lows. Again, for the most conservative guys, once you take out the lows, you're waiting for the pink bar. You want a little juke back and then a test to the upside. I don't know why this thing has a moving average on it, but I'm getting rid of it. Color channel. There you go. And down, down, down we go. You're looking for a 600 is a trap on NQ. I'll take that. If it traps. 600 and a quarter. I'm looking for a pink bar now to reset on ES. Impossible to trap now. You're right back at the 62 retrace. Generally, an algo up will lift here on the 24 or on the 50 cent, not on the 25 cent. And the auto trader will not take another trade till a pink bar appears. Oh, it did take it. How did I take a trade? Oh man, I had a stop I left in on NQ. Sorry, fixed. I limited out without flattening the thing. That cost me 2 ticks. So now I reset. I'm looking for a pink bar. Or I just wait. Thank you, Ron. It really is pretty non-stressful, right? We're looking, you're going to have a pullback day somewhere in there. So this is the easy part for me on the trend down, is to wait for the pink bar before I get started. Usually a star all by itself will lift when we're this far extended. Just FYI, don't be shocked. But you do have to be prepared for the potential stop out that goes along with that. Obviously, it's just the weakest of the, hey, I'm going to take it trades. And the easiest is just to wait for the pink bar to form. Down 171 on NQ. Nice to see some red. Again, easiest way to do that is to wait for the pink-o-rama to show up. Right? You may miss the turn, but you will also miss all the lovely stops that come along the way. That's a trap into a star, by the way, right there, just FYI. Star, stopped out, trapped. No pink bar. Again, for a trend down day, even my auto trade accounts are green. And I'm up 1.5 ES points thanks to my little mistake, and up 12.75. I am not arguing that I did the best job in the world. What I'm saying is it's green, and I'm not hearing from anyone that is getting annihilated. I agree on the 36. Thank you, sir. Yeah, I agree. But I'm not hearing from anyone who's like, hey, I'm just getting killed on this thing, right? And you shouldn't be, because really what you're waiting for is this pink bar to form. Now, once this pink bar forms, yeah, go look for your setup. And once this pink bar forms, I'll look for the first bar down, and then I'll take the long on the first positive bar on ES. That's the model I'm testing right now. And it's my first stab. I have a reason why I'm trying to get ES back in the fold. And that will be the model I will follow on it. And then I'll hope to integrate it with some swings. Good job, Tasha. See, and this, on another day, you go back 6 months ago, Tasia, this was a wipeout day for you because you just couldn't get enough lift to get out of them. Good, Randy. Pink bar, I'm looking for the down bar on ES over here, and I'm taking the first long setup. And again, looking for traps down off the bottom if they'll give them to us. Super traps. Star into star, potential right there off the 50. I need a Ray. Right click, customize control bar 1. That's not exactly what I wanted, but that's close enough. I forgot to hit save. Damn. This is in a 10-minute no trade window. By the way, you'll experience a lot of chop and stop. So I am locking up my domes in here. I'd say this is an excellent test of trend day down. We really need caught flat-footed. I thought that was really great, personally. Even with the algo taking a little bit of a bumps along the way. Totally happy with that. The reason why the algo is important to the room, even if we're not at a point where we can distribute it, is the algo is a black and white idea, right? This is the formula, this is the entry, this is how you follow it mechanically. The algo has no blur spot to it per se, right? If we don't get that, that's important when you go to an idea. Like oftentimes you'll look at evidence and go, oh, this works, right? Well, then you'll forget that there's 4 or 5 other components that you need to see as well for it to, quote, work, right? And then you're like, oh, it doesn't work as well as I thought it should, kind of thing. And then you adjust. Yeah, everything. All you have to do, Bill, to do that is come up here and do this. Customize control bar 1 and go in and do under trade, add the either trade simulation mode on off or lock trading. I may have a lock trading up there somewhere already. Doesn't say so, but it should say lock trading. It's not auto trading on off. It is trade activity log, trade positions window, trade order window, show orders attached, trade simulation. You can do it by just using this instead. So if you add that, right, and then you just come over here and go properties, make it whatever, I make it red. Okay. Image, okay. So now when you want to lock it, you just press it and it'll throw you into simulation mode. And if you don't want to trade it, you just unlock it and off it goes. Ron. I'm afraid I failed the politically correct litmus test. Way long conversation, Tej. I don't want to go into it. There's so many pieces on that. It has to be touching there's lots of reasons. It could be that we had it set to the fourth rail. It could be that it had to have something in front of it. It could be that it only takes 3 setups after, but I'm pretty sure. I don't see where I don't have the same picture that you have there. This right here, it was already invalidated. See this? It got invalidated here and never got a pink bar. That's the reason for that. It doesn't matter. Once it gets invalidated over here, it won't take it on the 25 cent. Once it's invalidated over here, it won't take it anymore. It's not a simple 1-2. Like, it's a lot harder, Tasha, than it looks. A lot. Like by miles. But see, there's that pattern, the pink, down, up, long, next bar, and lift. Only I don't trust it in this time frame. So we'll see what they do after London. So I don't know what time that was where you're pointing out, but I think that was like at 9:52 is what it had to be. It had to be this. So first of all, it won't take trades 9:50 to 10 o'clock to begin with. That 10-minute window is shut down. And then secondly, if you look, you already had 3 bars outside. This is a big no-no. And then the pink bar didn't show up till, oh, you know what? Pink bar showed up. It was the 9:50 to 10 o'clock, and I shut it off already. There's some reason, like there's a whole long checklist of things it has to go through. Believe me, that auto trader shit, sorry, excuse my language, but as for everyone who goes, oh, making a bot is easy, let me tell you, it's been 5 years of freaking easy. It's been the hardest damn thing I've ever done in trading, ever. It's freaking mind-blowingly, mind-numbingly hard. I mean, really, we've come back to the 62 retrace. There's really not any sell pressure per se coming in. What you'd like to see is somewhere in here get like a double bar or a triple digit bar. Right here, this is your buyer that's stuck up here. But we'd like to see someone down below press really hard. I guess you got this guy right here, actually. Boom, 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 white. He's probably your stuck seller down low. Dot coming off of him to the upside probably lifts. If you get below him again, it has to reset and do that whole thing. And then at 10 o'clock I will turn this bad boy back on. Like we have to have so many, it's been like we were barking up the wrong tree because we weren't invalidating. Like we changed the focus to what was invalidating the trade, and that improved things significantly, massively. But today on this program, we have 10 winning trades, 4 losing trades with a 71.4% win and at least a 1-to-1 RR on that. It's pretty good. Thanks to my meddling, the average winner is below the average loser, but the RR clearly makes up for that. And since we're nowhere near taking a trade, I will flip that bad boy back on. There we go. And I don't have the sim mode on, so there you go. Excuse me just a second, guys. But Tasia, I see why if you're willing to trade in that 950 window, you'd want to have taken that trade. But with the bot, the whole goal is to avoid any area where it might just take trades over and over again, just in a string, because it will not stop. They'll just go bam, 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 and knock you down 30 points really quick. Here's a trade I didn't like, and I flattened it. So that's the only thing we don't have coordinated is where in the channel it's taking it, but on trend day down. So Bill, see this? We're just gonna have to manage it on trend day down, because obviously we don't want to be taking longs in the top of the channel on top of this on trend day down. Like that's illogical. So I just flattened it out. Okay. Agreed. And then the trap over here on the star worked very well. Bill, I did, but none of those were trend day down. And it looks like I was wrong to take that trade out. But that's all right. Oh, that's funny. The genius has struck. You just can't short a bull market like this. They're just going to ramp you. Someone got face ripped. Well, so much for whatever I know. Okay, so since I'm not willing to short this, I'll just have to wait for a pullback guy. So I'm just going to mute for a couple minutes and see if we get it. If not, still very satisfied with the way the day went off. Again, your long here would have been this bar right here. See that pink down up? This was your long on ES, and I'll continue, even though I didn't do it here, to hunt that. That was your long. And what I noticed in my study is that that long was much more reliable than NQ from that point, because NQ is a lot more whippy. But once that sets in where the buyers have grabbed control, ES more often than not does this slow grind up, which I suck at, and I'm going to have to improve dramatically on holding that. I would not have held it even if I had taken it. I'm probably kicking it right here. So work to do in that area as well. But all good. And guys on YouTube, thanks for joining us. Another successful morning.